3, 2, 1. Clap. That's for you, whoever edits it. Probably Gurm. Maybe you. How did you start your... well, I guess I'll just do it. Hi, everyone. Welcome to my solo cast. This is attempt number 2. Attempt number 1 didn't go so well. It got rejected by the judges, Gurm and Pub.
It was shit. I'm also here, by the way.
It was shit. Yeah. So I don't know if this is gonna go in later or not, but I'm in a voice call with Pub right now while I record this.
I'm here for moral support.
Exactly. He's working on. Wait, do you want me to turn the cam on for you?
No, it's okay.
So you can. Too late. I already have it on. So please ignore my background and the little fly you see. Hold on, I have a list of things I wanted to talk about in my solo cast, and I even pinned it this time. So it's here.
But you brought out the notes.
Listen, I really did a pub on this solo cast.
Literally.
I had to. So we're not gonna get into the depressive stuff yet. We're gonna first start with some lighthearted shit. So when I wrote those notes, I was still working. In case anyone cares, I guess. I can't say too much because of legal reasons, but I quit my job. And while I was working, so I was working like a 9-to-5 job, kind of. I have come to the realization that 9-to-5 jobs are not for me. Like, I how do I explain this? I am a night owl, so I prefer being up at night and working, like getting most of my stuff done at night. So I go to bed really late, and then I wake up super late. So getting into the office at 9 is just impossible for me. And I lived like 5 minutes away from my office. So you know how bad it is. And I was like wondering, what job is there that doesn't like follow this kind of strict time management, I guess you could call. And literally the first and only thing that comes to mind is like streamer. Like nothing else other than streamer. But yeah. I don't know, man. I hope I find a job that doesn't force me to come in super early, but if it's for the money, I'll do whatever, I guess. Wait, Pub. Sorry, I have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
So with the lotion, back in my childhood, my mom used to have this really weird... I don't even know if it was like skin cream. It was super oily. I hate oily skin cream so much. Because we would always have to apply it before bed. And it was just all the like... The sheets would stick to your face and shit. It was disgusting. I hated it. I love this. This is not sticky at all, not oily at all. I love my skin doctor. She gave me an amazing thing. Yes, please sponsor me.
Yes.
It's amazing. Yeah. Do you use lotion with like a lot of oil or so?
Choco, this is your solo cast. Why are you asking me a question?
It's true. Okay, sorry.
Choco, continue on your depressive shit.
Yeah, my depressive shit. Oh, yeah, 9-to-5 jobs just aren't for me. Like, it's literally the waking up early part that I can't deal with. I don't mind staying late. I don't mind that as much. Some days feel like I'm more productive even if I'm super late still in the office. But Jesus Christ, 9 a.m., 8 a.m. I don't know how Gurm does it. He wakes up at, 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. every day to get to work.
I don't understand it either, because it's the insanity of, like, your job, you clock in at 9 o'clock, but, like, you have to get ready 2 at least 3 hours beforehand. And that's not even counting the drive.
Yeah. It's... Again, I'd rather work from home. Honestly, the more I talk about this, the more it feels like being a streamer is amazing job. Just work, just draw whatever you want, set your own times. But I don't know, honestly, generally like freelance work is quite it's tricky. If you don't have like a loyal customer base, you might not be able to always pay your bills, and that's just a security risk that I'm not willing to take. Not with anxiety in the game, at least.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think that, like, because you do freelance work a little bit right now, do you think that it's harder to get that loyal, like, freelance customers? And do you think that most of that is just off popularity, or, like, actually how good your work is?
I feel like I can always improve on my art. I'm not super happy with it. Like, I feel like I can definitely improve. But I also know a lot of customers that specifically came to me because of my style, so I am very grateful for that. But I feel like it's easy, like, I would say I have a like customer base, a loyal circle, so to speak. Doesn't matter if it's like because of my art style or because we just hang out even outside of just, like, for example, Gurm commissions me. Gurm commissioned me a boobie. I don't know if he's gonna put it on screen, but if he does, here it is. And like, who else is he gonna ask for that kind of, that kind of weird shit?
Yeah.
Other than a friend that's an artist. So I feel like generally, I feel like when you wanna get clients, like freelance artwork, yes, have connections in art discords, but you'll get the most work in like gaming communities. Like literally, I started because I joined Overwatch, and then I met like you, like Pub. I met Pub, and then through Pub, some other people that started commissioning me because they saw my art and they were like, "Hey, can you?" One of my first commissions was Mercy and Zenyatta. I remember that, and ever since then, I have banned mechas because drawing Zenyatta was so fucking hard. Oh my god.
Choco, I would ask you to pull up the picture, but I know you would go looking for it for at least 15 minutes. Choco, no, do not.
That is true.
Do not click that mouse. Do not put your hand on that mouse.
I'll look for the picture after I record, and I'll send it in so somebody can put it in on the screen. Yeah. I hope that answered the question.
It did.
I feel like it's easier if you communicate with people. It's a lot easier if you have friends, if you talk to people. I know it sucks, like socializing, and I usually don't like it either. But for example, I'm super into Valorant right now, and I've met a lot of really nice people that I have befriended, and I feel like if we ever like get to the point where we add each other on Discord and talk and join each other's communities, that's another path opened, so to speak, for more customers and stuff.
Choco's like, all the new friends that I make are all business expansion.
I calculate every friend I make.
Exactly.
What's the profit? What's the...
Choco finds out your net worth and goes from there.
No, I don't think, like, when I make friends, that's not even on my mind, I'm gonna be honest. Most of the time, I don't even, like, mention that I'm an artist. The biggest questions I always get when I play games is, yo, dude, where you from? Your ping is insane. Because I always play on NA servers, because most of my friends are from NA. So that's always, like, one of the only questions I get asked, where you're from. And then when I say, oh, Austria, oh, German, and then blah, blah, blah. It's back to being toxic in the Valorant game voice chat. Yeah. On the topic of, like, art and stuff, I wanted to talk about how I'm studying game art and 3D animation. And I kind of want to talk a little bit about this, about myself, because I'm the most important part in my life, so... If you don't care, then you can just click off or mute, I guess. So in the beginning, I actually wanted to go into animation, specifically 2D animation. because I grew up with a lot of the older Disney movies, like still hand drawn, frame by frame animations, and I don't know why. I have no clue why, but the movie in question that really like was the deciding factor that I'm gonna go into animation was Aristocats. I don't know why it's not even that like special to me. It's just a bunch of cats. It's cute and that's fine. But for some reason, that's the one. That's the movie that made me decide I'm gonna fucking draw for the rest of my life.
That was your furry arc.
No, don't say not the furry arc.
Choco, that's like how people started off with Wolf Quest. Like I started off with Wolf
No!
Quest, and look how I am now. Like
I forgot about Wolf Quest. Oh my god. You just awoke a horrible memory in me. Oh no.
Choco, the way in which like I have so many kind of fucked up games that I used to play when I was younger that I look back at now and I'm like, these are insane.
I was talking to Mello. Again, Mello is my sister for anyone who doesn't know. I was talking to Mello. I sent her because I was desperately looking for really old video games that we used to play, and I couldn't find the games on my shelf, and I couldn't for the life of me remember the names. So I kept Googling like weird game that had this and this, or educational game that has this and this, and I finally found one fucking game that we used to play, and I immediately sent the videos to Mello, and she was like, Jesus Christ, this is such a nostalgia hit. I can't, Choco. I can't right now. It was such a children's game too. It was something with music, and there was no right or wrong. Just make music. But it was good old childhood memories. It was really nice. I really loved all the educational games that my parents forced us to play instead of real games.
I absolutely hated educational games. The way in which, like, each time if my mom wasn't looking, I would log on to like 1,000 games immediately and have the tab in the background.
Yes! Oh my god! I think we had the two, but instead of 1,000, it was 1,001, I think. But yeah.
Oh, so you were different.
Dude, those browser games, dude. I remember there was one. I think that was one of the own. I used to fucking love anime-styled games, like browser games, because my parents wouldn't buy me video games, so all the games I had was either educational games or browser games, and all the browser games were just every time I go back and I sometimes play it still, it's really nice. Unfortunately, most of them don't work anymore because what was it, the Adobe Flash plugin, which sucks. But
Flash unironically brought up an entire generation of children.
Literally. Well, that and it traumatized a couple of children too. Yeah. So. But yeah. So I don't know why it was Aristocats, but it's like one of the only memories, one of the earlier memories I have of like specifically thinking about my future job. And I remember. And towards the end of the movie, there's a scene where like this horse throws the butler in the chest, and all I remember from that movie is childhood me sitting in front of the like laptop and just thinking, how did they get the horse to talk the human language? How did they do that? Who trained this horse? Not dog. Who trained this horse? I was so stupid, okay? But I was like, what, 5'4"? Leave me alone. Anyways, now I know that it was just a voice actor speaking over it in the studio, but child me was like, how the hell did they get this horse to talk like a human? What the fuck? I think that's why I wanted to go into animation, so I could figure out how the fuck they got the horse to talk. So yeah, I guess you could say it was my furry arc. That's how it started.
Choco wanted to be the talking horse.
I was Isn't there this cat like app or something that's like Talking Tom? Yes. That's just a talking horse. Yeah. Oh man, good old childhood memories. But so yeah, I've drawn all my life. Like even in kindergarten, my parents still had a couple of frames hung up at home. The drawings don't make any sense. It was like a child's drawing, but they said that I always used to do it since since I was like born, and I'm honestly impressed that I stuck to it for so long. I usually don't stick with anything I decide to do, so this was really. It's really fun and interesting to like see you say, oh, I want to be an artist when I grow up, and then 10, 20 years later, I'm an artist. It's insane. I'm very blessed to have parents that are honestly so supportive of me, because I know that a lot of my other art friends don't have this kind of supportive environment, and I wish they had. I wish they could do this, but at the same time, there are a lot of people that just do art as a hobby, and people always ask how much do you make of it, and do you plan on making it like a job and stuff. And it's fine to leave a hobby as a hobby. You don't have to make money off of it. You can literally just enjoy drawing boobies, and that's it, just for your own perusing.
Or you could do furry art and make millions.
Or that is a good investment into the future. Just all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna pay off all my student debt with that. But yeah, so I switched. So I was going to a science school, and then I got bullied so much I switched. But not only because of the bullying. Also, so we're going into the traumatic past now. Yay. This is the traumatic past chapter. So I was really bullied a lot, really bad too. Like most of it was racist, I would say. Is it racist when it's white people on white people? It's
I was gonna say Choco. They're like, you foreigner.
No, literally. I look exactly like at least skin color-wise, maybe not the nose. It's too ethnic, but like skin color-wise, I'm white like them. And then they're like, you don't have the same name as us. You speak weird. You don't belong here. And they always used to make fun of my clothes. They'd always be like, why do you always wear the same thing? Bitch, I'm saving money for more important things. Just wash the clothes. How dirty are you that you need to wear new clothes every single day? Just wash them. Jesus Christ.
Choco, I would make fun of you too if you were wearing Victorian gowns to school every day.
If I could afford Victorian gowns back in 2012, damn.
Damn, but you're old.
Girl.
Oh, who said that? Just kidding, Choco.
Dude, if I'm old, I don't even want to know what you think of girl. Fossil. Dust, you just blow on him and he just crumbles down to dust.
I say that about old people all the time. I'm like, one gets a win and it's over. Girl, it's Jover.
Just sneeze. Just sneeze in their direction and it's over. So yeah. So I was going to science school. I hated every moment of it, but I am grateful for it because art school, math class was really easy in the beginning, at least. Anyways, yeah, so should I go with a traumatic story first, or first explain where the hell I'm going with this?
Trauma?
Okay. Trauma dump, yellow. So I got bullied so bad that I skipped school for the last year. Like, I did go, but most of the time I was hiding in the closet. Ironic, I know. But, I there was just a semester I just didn't go whatsoever. Like maybe once a week for exams or like really important lessons, but for the most time I was just hiding in the closet because my parents would always check in to make sure that we were like we didn't oversleep, and I would and I don't know if they like learned or why I decided to do that, but one day I decided to also hide my backpack and my bag, my shoes, because I was like, my parents are smart, they'll figure it out, so let's hide those two. I just stash all of that in the closet. Then I'd sit there with my phone. And I need to remind you guys, that's back in the day still. So the smartphones, like, they, so to speak, just came out. And my parents didn't want to buy me one. So I had this really old ass phone.
Choco
no Wi-Fi,
gas paradise.
no Bluetooth, nothing. I just sat there and I don't even remember what I was doing on the phone. I'm gonna be honest. I was just sitting in the closet for like 5 hours for them to wake up and leave for work. And then I came out and then acted as if I came home in case they came early. I'd be like, oh yeah, I just got home. But yeah. So I was hiding like that for like a semester. And then they said that, like, the school said, you need to come if you want to graduate. So I started going back again slowly, and but I would always calculate. I'd be like, okay, last week I was in school Monday and Tuesday, so this week I'll skip Monday and Tuesday, and I'll go Wednesday and Thursday instead. So I would like calculate which days I can skip, so the teachers wouldn't think I'm skipping their lessons specifically. It's more like, no, I'm not trying to avoid you, professor. I'm trying to avoid everyone else in this classroom. So yeah, it was really, really bad. Suicide has been on my mind, yes, but I got through it somehow. I don't know how, I'm gonna be honest. And Gurm always says, if you're funny, you wouldn't be bullied. I guess I wasn't funny, I don't know, but I was good at drawing. I was really good at art. I was good at characters, and this other guy in my class was really good at landscapes. So we really got along well. And the bullying stopped for like maybe a year or two because of the art thing, because people were like, oh, can you draw me? And it got like a lot less, the bullying, but it was still horrible. Like every time I read that a student like killed themselves from bullying, what?
Somebody killed themselves? Choco, sorry, I'm editing this clip and I heard after one of the students killed themselves.
Dude, okay, no, so both of the schools, the one I transferred to and the one I used to go, the science school, both of them did have suicides, not during my time.
Damn.
It was like years before me. But that's why like a lot of the architecture changed. In my art school that I transferred to, the windows have like a little, what is it called? Like
a ledge. Choco, are you okay?
Yeah, I just hit my hand on my desk. It's fine. It was like this prison. Bars? Bars. Oh. It was like bars, okay? It was like bars. They put bars on the window because some student just, I don't know if he had like a mental break or what happened, but he just stood up in the middle of the class, stood on the tables, walked towards the window and tried to jump out, and like the teacher got him. But there were attempts and there were victims, unfortunately. If anybody's listening and is going through something like this, there is help. There are people that care. No! Shut the fuck up!
Whoa, that was really strange.
Don't do it.
Choco, did you hear the voices too?
Please get help. There are people that care. I care. Don't DM me with your problems. I can barely handle my own, but please get help with someone else.
Choco's like, if you're gonna kill yourself, don't tell me.
No, and Gurm loves this about me, apparently. He loved that in the beginning when we met, I told him, if you have problems, do not come to me with those, because I can barely deal with my own. And there are times where I can like listen to you, yes, but ask me beforehand if I'm like able to mentally, because at the moment I can't do anything. But yeah, where was I going with the story? Yeah, so I got bullied. I got bullied super hard. And I really loved art, and my parents signed me up for this art club. Every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. I'd go there and just draw whatever I wanted, and the teacher was so supportive, and she was like, Choco, you're really good at drawing, would you like to go to like an art school? And I didn't really have like access to internet back then, and I was like, oh, there are art schools in this country? And she was like, yeah, multiple. Would you like to like apply to them? And she really pushed me, and I'm so glad she did. Bless you. Bless you, Lily. I hope you're still alive, because she was really old back then too. I really hope you're alive and well, and I wish you love, and thank you so much. She really like kickstarted my career, I'd say. So she helped me work on my portfolio, and I applied to the arts to I think all the art schools actually in the country, and I passed all the art exams, but my grades weren't that good because I missed so much because of the bullying. So I wasn't accepted to all of them, but the one I chose in the end to go was apparently the best school in the country, so hell yeah. So yeah, I went to art school, and I did art. I still wanted to be an animator. It was still on the table. And unfortunately, that school was more graphic and communication design. So it didn't have that much to do with animation. But it was still a valuable experience. And I feel like now with the graphic design skills, I have a better portfolio layout. And generally, like, most of my stuff is aesthetically pleasing. At least to me, it is. But yeah, and afterwards... So I still wanted to do animation, but then like graduation exams came up and I started having panic attacks. And to distract myself from it, I'm getting a call. I'm getting a fucking call. Okay, hold on. Yeah, so the graduation exam came up and I started having panic attacks. And to distract myself from it, I started playing video games. And I think it was during that time that I met you guys, like this community. Mm-hmm. So I started getting commissions. Yeah. No.
Why'd you have to think about that?
Actually, no, I didn't. I'm telling bullshit.
You just running misinformation online for fun. Like...
Somebody edit over the grandma face over me. I don't know how the hell I got that money then, but I somehow was able to buy Steam games. And there were 2 games that changed my mind from animation to game design, game art, game development, whatever the hell the term is. The games were Oxenfree and Night in the Woods. Both of them amazing story-driven games. Really, really recommended for anyone who's interested in story, a little heavy on some topics, really fucks with your mind kind of topics. I love those kind of stories, those kind of games. And those, I'm so glad I played those 2 because they changed my life so much better. I'm just talking about those games makes me happy. Yay. So yeah, I switched from animation to like game art. I was like, okay, I want to make games. Especially, I was really into indie games. Like, the AAA games were also fine, but they were too expensive, and most of the time, it's a little boring. Like, because they focus so much on hyper-realistic graphics that it doesn't stand out as much, because every single AAA game wants that. And the indie games are more like exploring art styles and focusing more on like story and how to express themselves, and that's what like drew me into the indie scene. I love indie games so much more than AAA games, and a couple of our friends already sent some video links about how the AAA game industry is like going down slowly, but it's another topic. So yeah, now I'm in game art and I'm finishing next month. No, 2 months. And then I'm done. Then have my bachelor's.
Choco, what's your ideal working situation? Like, because you were talking about how you really like indie games, and I know you've worked on a few indie games and like production for them before. Like, what's your ideal job? Because I know you said you would like to work at home. You also want to do something art-wise because you've been working on that for however long you've been alive. What's your ideal job, and preferably, like, what's a game, for example, that you would love to be like an artist on?
I really want to make a game about Georgian folklore because we have some really creepy folklore, and I feel like it would be really interesting. And I want to share like my culture with other people, so I definitely want to work on Georgian folklore. Specifically, I definitely want to do it with an indie studio or as an indie studio because I'm just a little too scared that it's gonna be like a Disney situation where, you know how Disney has a lot of these fairy tale characters made as movies, and now every time somebody like mentions it, it's a lot more associated with Disney than like the original authors, and I want to avoid that kind of thing. I don't want to take away from like the folklore. I want it still to be authentic. So I'd rather be like a small community, a small indie studio that makes it and a smaller community enjoys it. rather than getting a AAA publisher for it and then making so much, a trilogy or so much merch. Like, yes, that would be nice from like a monetary financial viewpoint, but I just want to share my culture with people and show them, look, we have fucked up shitty folklore. You guys will enjoy this because I love it.
Choco, what's one folklore that's like the most fucked up in Georgian folklore?
Okay, I forgot that lady's name. I, for the life of me, cannot remember. But there is this woman. She's like this forest goddess or forest witch. She has long black hair, super pale skin, walks around naked most of the time, I think, if I remember correctly. But the thing is, she will kill you if you talk to her. She will, if you're in her forest, she will like fuck with your mind and confuse you, make you think that you're lost, that you took the wrong way, that you're like, dizzy and stuff like that. And then she will like appear in front of you. And no matter what, you're not allowed to offend her or don't talk to her, or she will kill you. So when she asks you a question, it's basically a lose-lose situation, because if you talk, she kills you. If you don't talk, you disrespect her. She doesn't like that and she'll kill you. But when I say kill, if I remember correctly, she turns people, specifically more men, but people into statues. Like a Medusa, basically.
Just
kind of badass.
Medusa.
Yeah, but she's like really pretty.
Oh.
But
so you're saying Medusa's ugly?
Well, I mean, that was like the whole point of the story. That the god was so jealous of her beauty and how much love she got from men that she turned her ugly. That was like the whole point of the story. So Medusa did nothing wrong. Queen Slay. The god. I hated myself for saying that. But yeah, the goddess was just like jealous. I think it was Aphrodite. I'm not sure which one. But yeah, Medusa was just misunderstood. Do you remember that picture with the cat, like the enchanting ascending with the naked buttons? Like, everybody's so mean to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like that, but with Medusa. Everybody's so mean to me.
Literally.
I want to draw that now. Oh my god, can you imagine like snakes all sad and Medusa with her
that
butt
would be
like,
good.
Your body's so mean to me. But yeah, I mean, there are worse things out there, worst for folklores. This is just the one that I remembered real quick. There's another one where there's this, I think, children eating witch. I feel like that might be worse actually.
Oh.
But yeah, I don't remember which one of those two it was, but basically I think it was the witch. The witch has like these demons or these followers. I don't know the terminology exactly, but these little imps, slaves, followers.
Slaves?
I don't know. Maybe I don't fucking know. And they disguise themselves as like humans and go into the human village, and then they like kill you in your sleep and or eat you and stuff. And the only way to like protect yourself is through fire. So every village has like fire around the village and stuff. Georgian folklore is very brutal, like child eating, turning people into stone, lose situations in like forests. I love it. It's amazing. I love tragic folklore.
That's insane.
It's true. It's a trauma. Yeah. I'm looking at my notes. I'm trying to see. I mean, I talked about my racist encounters already. I mean, I did, didn't I?
Yes.
We talked about it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess I can throw that off the list. I want to talk about some weird twin things that happened between me and Mello.
Huh? Wait,
yeah.
actually, yes, Choco, go into those.
Yes. Okay. So first things first, Mello and I aren't really twins. She's 2 years younger than me, but we used to look really, really similar during our childhood. So much, in fact, that one of my teachers mistook us screamed at her that, Choco, why aren't you in class? Then went to class, saw me sitting in the class, was like, what the fuck is going on here? So, yeah, we looked really similar. But now we have so many differences. Like, I have really straight hair and she has super curly hair. I don't know why, but I just had the Ice Spice cat in my mind.
Okay, Shrek.
It's not that curly, but you get the point. So yeah, we're different now, but we used to be very similar back in the day. And so some of the weird twin things that happened, well, twin things, I used the term twink, I almost said twink, oh my god. Bob,
some really
influence.
weird twink stuff that happened in my childhood.
Yeah, so some weird twin stuff that happened between me and Mello. So I have two younger siblings, Mello and then the other one. We're gonna call her X for now.
The other one.
The other one.
Choco, that sounds like she was like an orphan child that you really didn't like, but came into your family because your parents wanted another.
No. Shut up. No, I love her. She's a minor, so I want to like protect her identity as much as possible. So when the youngest sibling was born, me and Mello had the exact same dream on the day that she was like being born, that when my mom was like already in the hospital. I can't remember the dream exactly, but it was basically me, Mello, and our baby sibling being like, I think 3 babies or like 1 baby, but both me and Mello, the only thing we remember is they had a blue what is that outfit called for babies? Jumpers or suit?
Jumpsuits?
Jumpsuits? Is it
Yeah.
a jumpsuit?
Yeah, or a onesie.
A onesie. That's the one.
Yeah.
That was the one I wanted. Onesie. It was a blue onesie with like this orange yellow lion on the stomach, and when I woke up and they said, "Oh yeah, your younger sister, like the youngest sister was born," and I was like, "Oh, that's so funny! I had a dream about that tonight. I dreamt that like she was born and she was wearing a blue onesie with a like, yellow and orange lion," and you could just Mello dropping the fork, looking at me, and just like, I had the same dream, and we were like freaking out because you hear about this kind of shit constantly, you know, like, oh, me and my twin had this weird encounter, or me and my twin have this telepathic, and it's always like, sounds fake. But then me and Mello had the same dream, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Jesus Christ.
What if Mello was just lying?
Honestly, I wouldn't put it past her, but she looked like so shocked that it couldn't have been fake. She's not a good actor.
No, but Choco, that was that was her opening arc. Like that was her audition.
That was her audition.
Yeah, she's just been doing a really good bit with you for the past like 15 years.
Jesus Christ. Would be insane if she really faked it, but like when we were talking about it, it was just insane because how do you explain this like scientifically? How could, I mean, I guess maybe we saw the same thing and we were thinking of our smallest sibling being born, so association maybe, I don't know, but it was really weird because it was like same placement, same color, same animal. It was weird, but it's interesting topic now to talk about. Another weird thing is bad feelings. Mello got into a car accident a couple years back. She's fine now. She only has like a scar around the nose. But so, oh god, just thinking about this makes me shake a little. So I was helping my mom grocery shopping, and we met Mello on the way. She was coming from school, and we were going to a grocery store. And we asked her, "Would you like to come with us?" And she said, "No, thanks. I'm tired. I just want to go home." So me and my mom, we just went to the store, and I got this really bad feeling all of a sudden. And I don't know why, but I wasn't feeling so well. And then this guy came out of the supermarket and started staring at me. And I got really uncomfortable. I was like, why is this guy staring at me? And this guy was like, "Excuse me, and then asked us, "Hey, is Mello like your sister / asked my mom, your child?" And we were like, "Yes." And then he said, "Oh, she was in a car accident." The shock, so maybe I should mention that my youngest sister was like a baby, so she was in the carrier, baby, not bridle. When you go shopping, the carriage.
I know what you mean.
Yes, the stroller.
Oh yeah.
So she was in the baby stroller, and it was quite heavy, especially with like all the groceries in it.
Oh, she was fat.
Yeah, yeah. Not my sister. The stroller.
Choco, I was referencing your sister.
I know. I kind of got it. That's why I'm like trying to explain.
Came
the
out
stroller.
Like a brick.
Thick bricks to China, big ass vagina. I'm butchering the lyrics. I'm so sorry. Who sings it? Mickey
Minaj.
Mickey Mouse Minaj. So the stroller is heavy. I couldn't push it by myself, so my mom was pushing it. But then this guy like comes up and is like, "Oh yeah, Mello was in a car accident," and my mom was so shocked. She was like this. Thinking about it back now, it's kind of funny, but back in the moment, it was like shocking to see your like parent so visibly shaken. And I don't remember how I got home that day. Because the guy was like, "I can drive you to the hospital," and my mom was like looking at the stroller and me, and I was like, "It's fine, Mom. Go to Mello. I'll call Dad and get him to come home to like bring us home." I don't remember what happened afterwards. Literally, my memory goes, this guy telling us Mello is in an accident, then my mom going with this guy to the hospital, me being alone at the stroller crying. The next thing I know is I'm in the house. I'm in my apartment. I don't remember how I got home. I guess it was so traumatic. I just everything was like blurred out. I don't remember what happened. I don't know how I got home. I don't know how I pushed the stroller. I don't know if anybody took us home. But yeah, so that was fun. But yeah, basically the bad feeling. Like when she got the accident, when she got hit, I got this really bad feeling that something horrible happened. So I guess this twin connection does exist. Interesting. Very interesting.
Choco, do you believe in like twin connections, like actually, or
no? Even though it has happened to me, I don't believe it. Actually, I don't believe it. Like, not really.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't explain why I could like feel these things, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it just happens, and let's just keep this mystery as a mystery. I don't want a scientific explanation. I don't care. I got better things to worry about than is the twin connection real?
Mm.
Yeah. Let's look at my notes again.
Choco,
yes. Now we're going to the like deep dramatic discussions. Yes.
No. Continue. I was gonna say, if you want to send me your notes so I can ask you about it and be like, what the fuck is this about?
Yes, wait, let me send it to you. I want to see your reaction to them. Hold on, let me drink.
Thinking you were gonna die the first time you had a panic attack?
Yes! Okay, so I have to cut up this story in like two parts. One, childhood me, and then one, high school me. And I'm gonna start with the high school me because this makes a little bit more sense, at least in my brain, because that's how I like discovered anxiety and stuff. So I started having anxiety in high school, very specifically around graduation, like the last year, so to speak. The very first time I had like a conscious panic attack, I was in my math exam, and I felt like I was dying. couldn't breathe. I was cold and hot. I was sweating super much, and I couldn't move. Like the whole, when people talk about the sleep paralysis, sleep paralysis.
Sleep
God help me! Sleep paralysis. Paralysis. I have problems with some English words. This being one of them, and the other one I don't remember, but I'm gonna ask my mom. She knows. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. A lot of things are going down up in here. It's like being in the sleep paralysis thing where you can't move and you just see horrible stuff happening. That's basically what it was. I couldn't move. I could literally just move my eyes, and I was like, I wanted to raise my hand to tell the teacher, I think I'm dying. I don't feel so well, but my body wouldn't move, and so I kept looking up at the clock because I was like, fuck, it's exam time. I have an exam, and 20 minutes passed, or 5 minutes. I don't even remember, but I was like, I thought I was dying. I don't know how to describe that feeling, because unless you've been really, really sick, you will most likely never get it. You literally feel like you're dying. Like you want to throw up, you can't throw up. You want to shit, you can't shit. You want to scream, you can't move. You can't say anything. You're sweating. You're hot. You're cold. You're trembling. Like, what are you gonna do? So I just said, it didn't feel like 20 minutes. I also want to mention that for me it felt like a minute or two max, and then when I looked at the clock, like so much time passed, and I was shocked. I was like, how, okay, Jesus. And I remember the only thing going through my mind other than I'm gonna die was I'm gonna disappoint my dad. I'm gonna disappoint my dad so much if I fuck up this exam. And I think that's like one of the biggest reasons why I have anxiety, just disappointing my parents. This feels nice. This feels like a therapy session with Pub and random strangers on the internet. But yeah, it was horrible. I legit don't wish a panic attack on anyone. So when like Ben told us about his first panic attack a couple episodes ago, I could relate so much. Like even the thought process was the exact same. Like anxiety always comes if I overthink, and if I think of like the things I have to do all at once. You have to literally cut it up into steps. If you think about all the deadlines, all the things you have to do, it just overwhelms you and it gives you a panic attack. And that's what happened to me, and that's what happened to Ben. And I know people always like try to be helpful and give tips. The one I don't like is the breathing in, breathing out thing, because it makes me super conscious about the anxiety and about the panic attack, and it just worsens the panic attack. So I don't like the I don't like this. Who came up with it? Maybe it helps someone, good for you. Doesn't help me. So I had to figure out how the fuck to fix my shit. And I quickly came to the realization that I get away with my panic attacks if I distract myself. So I distract myself with what was it? Oh god, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, I distract myself by thinking about my future apartment and how I'm gonna decorate it, because it gives me this sense of security, this sense of I have control over this, because it's gonna be my apartment. I get to choose stuff, so it like calms me down, because this control comes back to me. And so every time I get a panic attack, I distract myself. I have gotten a couple, especially lately again, because of the whole job hunting, that it got so bad again that I thought I was dying or wanted to kill myself again. But I've been talking to my mom about it, and talking to someone really, really helps. Like, sometimes even just messaging Gurm and being like, hey, got a panic attack because I was thinking of this, and this. And then Gurm talking about it with me, it helps. I'm really grateful that I have people that are willing to listen. And I'm sorry that I don't have the same doors open, but I can barely take care of my own shit. And sometimes I can't listen to other people's problems. That's why I don't read Real Talk always. Sometimes I'm nosy and I check, but I don't always answer because I'm processing. It takes time, and I'm sorry about that, but yeah. It's gotten better, and I am on meds, but the problem with the meds is, and I've talked about this before, it gives me, at least to me, it feels like my emotions are underwater, like a constant apathy. Like when my siblings complain about something, I do sympathize, I do empathize and stuff, but I don't care. Like, that's literally how it is. They have a problem and I just don't want to get involved. I don't care. And I feel horrible for it. I feel super guilty for not caring. But it literally, it feels like my emotions are just super underwater. Just, what is it called? Like, when you can't hear really well underwater and stuff. The damping. That's how it feels on my emotions. So, yeah, that's fun. Not to say that I don't feel happy or I don't feel angry or so. I do feel those things too, but I'm like in a constant state of apathy unless like really strong emotion spikes happen. And that's why I enjoy talking with like Gurm and Pop and everybody in the voice chat, because they always make me happy and I like feeling happy. And even Amor with his stupid jokes and making fun of me and stuff, even that I enjoy, or at least it brings comfort.
Do you feel like, because you were saying it makes you feel super apathetic, like, do you think that like the meds help you, right?
So yes, they keep anxiety for the most part at bay, except for like really, really stressful situations, like the job hunting thing. I thought again I was dying. Like, it doesn't always help 100% of the time, but I guess a little, yeah. I have a meeting with my therapist again, so I'll ask if I can maybe get either stronger or different meds or something. Let's see. So yeah. But I'm doing better now, especially now after exams and stuff. I'm really glad for that. And the best part, my next like appointment is like I think a couple days before my bachelor presentation or like deadline, so I can talk to her one last time before I graduate. And
Yeah.
so yeah, let's see how that goes. I'm kind of looking forward to it actually, because I also want to talk to her about switching meds, then the bachelor deadlines and stuff, and I wanted to start top surgery, so I wanted to talk to her about that. Yes, so I hope she's not homophobic or transphobic. So let's see how that goes. But yeah.
Yippee!
Yay! I'm really looking forward to this meeting. Normally I'm always nervous, but this one I want to be like, I want to get rid of my titties. Help me. Help me. Yeah. So that was like the adult part of anxiety, and I think I don't remember if I talked about this, but a couple months ago I realized that I had anxiety even as a kid, because every summer we would go back to Georgia to visit family and relatives, and there was always one day during the whole stay where I got really, really, I don't want to say sick because it wasn't like a physical sickness. It was more like I got really horrible stomach aches and I thought I was dying. And back in the day, didn't know it was like anxiety. I just thought I maybe ate something weird, or I just don't feel well. And it was always during the time of sundown till sleeping time that it would happen. So I started to fear that time. Like I always hated that time, basically. Even when I like came back to Austria and stuff, it was so traumatic that it's like, I even to this day I don't like sunsets. I don't like sunsets. It's just a bad time, bad memories. But there was so now that I know it's anxiety, it definitely helps a lot. But back in the day, I just thought I was dying. So I remember one time I was thinking about why I am me, why am I conscious and stuff, and I was really, really young, like not even 6, and my body or my mind just couldn't handle such sophisticated questions that I disassociated, and I saw myself from like this third POV from like the back top, like God kind of, and I was like, holy shit, I can see my back. How did I do that? I didn't know it was disassociating. I just thought humans were able to do that, and I somehow unlocked it. So I tried to do it again and again, and I couldn't. I don't think I ever disassociated after that again, but that was like the only time I remember disassociating. That was fun. I didn't even like take it as a panic thing. I just thought, why am I me? Why am I conscious? What would have happened if I wasn't me? And oh God. Yeah. Interesting questions for 5-year-old me.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And so I was thinking about this whole Georgia-Austria thing, and why I always feel so shit when I'm there. And it's because, so here in Austria, especially now, back in the day, I didn't really have that feeling that much, but if I'm lost in Austria, I have my phone, I have internet with like a package that works in the country, like a data package, I mean. And I have Google Maps, and I can read, and I know the language. So if I get lost, I can read the street names and stuff. Or if I'm like in a bus, I know where I can get off, and I can look up the way back and stuff. In Georgia, I can speak the language and I can read, but the reading takes a little longer. I read rather slow because we talk more Georgian than we read Georgian here in Austria. There's just not really an opportunity to read a lot. I mean, we do have books I could just pick up and read, but who's got the time for that? So I when I'm in Georgia, I constantly feel constricted. I feel like I can't leave my parents because if I get lost, it's over for me. I'm gonna die, and nobody's gonna know. So it like builds up, and then there's just this one day where it breaks, and I just have a panic attack, and it sucks. The last time I was in Georgia, I didn't get it, and I'm so grateful for it, and I also know why, because 2 of my back then classmates asked me, so they're a couple and they wanted to visit Georgia, and they asked me, could you like write down what you would recommend and stuff. So the whole month I was distracted by, would this be good for them? Would this be interesting for them? And so I was so focused on this like task they've given me, or like requested of me, that I was so like focused on them that I was neglecting me, which normally sounds bad, but in this case, oh my God, a summer without a panic attack. That's amazing. I hope this continues. I hope it gets better and I don't feel like shit every time I'm there, because it really dampers the mood a little. Because I want to go there, I want to enjoy myself, I want to vacation, I want to relax, and it just doesn't happen, which sucks, but it's getting better, one step at a time. Yeah. And I already mentioned the whole bullying thing for being not Austrian, and I have this on the notes, in the notes. being an immigrant and the fact that you will never truly fit in. Not in Georgia and not in Austria. Because where do I even begin with this? So coming to Austria, and then, you know, everybody looks like me, skin color and most characteristics, and then still constantly hearing, you're not like us, you're not like us, you don't belong here, you don't belong here, just really fucks your mind, especially like as a child. And then going to Georgia thinking, at least these are my people. And then I had a relative come up to me and say, your Georgian sucks, it sounds weird, we can hear the accent. And then realizing, oh, you'll also never really fit in with them anymore. So you just float around in space and, I don't know, wait to die, I guess. So it was really hard growing up. And there were I don't know. There's so much to unpack there, and I definitely am not gonna go into all of it, but it sucks because as a child, that's like, it wasn't in my mind. Like when somebody else was different, I didn't go up to them and like point it out, or I wasn't like, why aren't you like me? I was just like, oh, interesting, this person is a little bit different from me. And then just interact with them, and I don't know, people are weird. That's why I'm so glad I like came out of the closet, because no matter where you're from, I feel like the LGBT community is like, I honestly feels like I fit there. It's nice. I'm really happy with you guys.
Choco, we don't like you.
I'm really trying not to cry right now.
Oh. Hey, Choco. I said, Choco, we don't like you, but I was muted.
Good. Thank God you were muted. Yeah, dude, it really hurts when you hear like a family member or like a relative say to you that like your mother tongue sucks. We can hear the accent. Because I thought I was doing okay. I knew I wasn't like a native speaker. I could hear myself. I could like hear the other people. It just, to have it pointed out in my face in front of my mother. Like, first of all, how dare you? And then second, I was a child. I speak 3 languages. I'm trying. I'm really, really trying. I'm sorry that some of the languages I used to be native in like got fucked, but like, what do you expect? I don't live in the country. I don't live in Georgia. I only talk to family members in Georgian. I don't have any other like communication. Of course it's gonna sound weird. Of course I'm gonna have an accent. So yeah, just it still having it like pointed out in your face, it broke my heart, man. I don't know.
That's sad.
Yeah, that's why I don't like talking with people there. Like, I talk less and less with relatives, and I notice it, and other family members notice it, and they're like, why aren't you talking? I'm like, yeah, just, I'm shy. I'm shy. That's always what I say. I'm shy. No, I'm not shy. I can, if I could, I'd tell you. Like, yeah, I am shy, but like, they're my family members. I'll tell them to the face what I think, but I don't know. It sucks. It hurts. Yeah. One good thing though is I got super into reading in Austria. Like, I read the whole library, like the local town library. I read all the books there.
Nerd. Who said that?
Yeah, my German was better than the Austrian kids' Germans during school, and my teacher like pointed it out during what is it called? Parent-teacher conference. I was like, because we had to write papers. This was like elementary school, and the teacher was like, I am shocked that Choco knows these words, because none of the other kids know these words, and that like really made me proud. And love you, Mario. Love you. Thank you for that. It was a real confidence boost. I swear, I was really shy, and then when I heard that she said that, I was like, hell fucking yeah.
And Choco's ego has been boosted since day one.
It's true. Another thing, we had another like paper to write for that exam exact teacher, and everybody wrote super quick, and I took my time. I wrote nice, and then whenever I was the last one to hand it in, and immediately 10 minutes after the teacher like was checking it, she was like, everybody else has to rewrite except Choco, because I can only read Choco's handwriting. She's the only one with like good handwriting, and and I was so proud of that. I was like, oh my god, thank you.
Choco, for a really long time, I thought I would have been a professional like paper cutter because.
I'm sorry to tell you, the machines have replaced you.
That's what I'm saying. But one of my teachers walked by me. Like I had a moment like you where like it was validation from like an adult figure that was really important and like significant in your life.
Yes.
One of my teachers walked by when we were doing art, and she was like, "Wow, Brayden, you're cutting so straight. Like you cut so straight with your scissors. Like this is really good."
The only thing straight about you.
No, literally. I was like, "Oh my fuck," and that stuck with me ever since. And so every single time that I'm cutting any paper, I always think back to that, and I'm like, "Damn, bitch!" Like,
yes.
What'd she say that, and two, what that sticks so much.
I think that this is like the distinction of if you get validation from like another classmate, it's like, oh, I'm being accepted into like their community. I'm now part of their group. But if you get validation from an adult, as a child especially, it's like, oh, I did something good. My parents are gonna be proud of me. I want to make my parents proud. So like there's a distinction, but it's always such a confidence boost. It's not really like a other classmates, I'm better than you. It's more like, oh, the teacher praised me. Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm doing better than I thought. This is good. This is good feedback.
This is where the praise kink starts. Choco thoughts? Microphone
moving on.
Choco! I have to text Grim about this.
No!
He found out Choco has a praise kink.
No, I don't! Ugh, this lies and slander.
Grim said, oh.
I do not have... I don't want to scream because my window is...
Grim said, I think I could have told you that. Well,
Pub is a liar. I just want it here written video format. Pub is a liar and stinky, and he doesn't wash himself, and he doesn't flush the toilet, and he loves Garfield eats, which okay, I do too, but still stinky. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, the last point. Oh boy, I don't even know if I should mention it because it's like really. I don't know how it fits in with this conversation. Pop, what do you think?
Of the drowning one?
Mm-hmm.
Choco, what do you mean fits in with this conversation? I don't think praise kinks and drowning have to do with anything.
I hate you. I hate you
talk
so
about
much.
just think you're drowning.
Okay, so trigger warning. A drowning, I guess. I don't know, man. So I hate being touched. And I'm a lot better with it now. But a couple years back, it was really, really bad. I wouldn't even let like siblings and family members touch me. It was really, really bad. And I have been told that I might be germophobic by multiple different people. Maybe, probably. I'll figure it out someday. But basically, when I had my first boyfriend, we went on a date. And he invited me to his house, and his mom was so nice. I really miss his mom. She invited us out for... oh god, what's the... It's not a restaurant. It's like an inn, but like the eating part, like the homey version. Yes.
Wait, sorry,
think-
Choco, are you speaking to me?
Yes.
Oh.
Because you're the English speaking person here.
Oh, what'd you say?
Is it inn? Is it an inn? Is it called an inn? It's like, it's not a restaurant. It's nothing fancy. It's literally customers like family, friends, or neighbors that come to eat at your
like
place.
A local shop.
Yeah, but it was a little... shops... when I hear shop, I think of a small thing. It was like a bigger... It was like an inn. It's an inn. I'll call it an inn. I don't know if that's the correct term, but...
Choco, whenever I think of inn, I always think of like old like ye Haggerty times. Like, oh, you're going to an inn. Like, you get your beer served in that one like specific glass, and there's like... like...
I know you and Gurm said I shouldn't Google, but I needed to know. Google Translate says it's in. Okay, so I guess it's an in. So she invited us out with her boyfriend in to eat, and so I don't know how the inns are wherever you guys are, but the inns in Austria have a lot of times a playground in the garden. For kids, because a lot of times families go there, and most of them have kids, so the kids can play outside while they wait for the food, or while the parents are eating, or whatever. And so all the adults walked in, and me, my boyfriend, and this other kid were on the playground. And so I haven't really seen this in other inns, but this inn had a big square, a big square pond, and the pond was disgusting. It was like the green blobs on top, and the water was super black and dark, and just a lot of like bugs and stuff in it and on it, and it was just disgusting. But so it was like me and my boyfriend's first date, and we were like still super shy around each other, and we had our backs towards the pond, and we were just talking to each other, just, stumbling and stuttering and being super shy. And I don't remember what we were talking about, but all we hear is splash. And then we like turn around, we're like, what the hell was that? And I will never forget this. All I see is this kid's hand sticking out of the pond. Don't laugh, this is traumatic.
Sorry.
Wow, I can't believe you're laughing at my trauma. And me and my boyfriend, we like run to the kid and help him out, because we're not... But that was like the first time I like saw almost death. Like, imagine, like, I was 6 years old when this happened, okay? I was like 6 years old. You shouldn't have to witness anything horrible like that at that age. But we like pulled this kid out, and his mother was a dick. She didn't even like help him or to dry him or whatever. She just kept sitting there with like her dripping wet son next to her. It was horrible. I did not like the woman, but when I helped this child out, because the pond was so disgusting, it was like on my hand, and I even after washing it, like the whole sensation was still on my hand, and I couldn't get rid of this feeling. And I don't know how my boyfriend back then got past over it, I'm gonna be honest, but so we sat there, and with my boyfriend, and then his mother and her boyfriend, and we were eating the food, and they were talking, and I was also like talking and laughing, but I couldn't taste anything. It was like ash in my mouth. I just went home, and when they like took me home, I didn't tell anyone what happened. I didn't know. I was so under shock. I couldn't, and even after washing like my hands and stuff, it still felt disgusting. And every time somebody touched me, especially like younger children or people my age, it felt like I was. It felt like I was corrupting them with this pond. So I hated people touching me. I was a lot more okay with adults, because I guess I associated that pond with children because I saw the child fall in or whatever. But I was a lot more okay with like parents hugging me and stuff. But I couldn't handle my siblings touching me. For a good 2 years, every time they touched me, I'd just be like, oh, don't touch me, disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. It was really, really bad. I'm mostly over it. I don't have this punch sensation on my hands anymore. I do think about it occasionally though. But yeah, I don't like people touching me, not because I think they're disgusting, but because I think I'm disgusting. And yeah, I should probably talk to a therapist about this, but yeah. It is what it is. Yeah. So now you know the choco lore. Now you're all up to date. I'll check in 2 months again when I graduate. Let's see what changed then.
Let's see how depressed you get in 2 months.
Exactly. Let's see how fucking downhill everything goes from here. Yeah. Thank you so much, Pop, for being here.
Yes, this is fun.
Those were my notes that I wanted to talk about. Now you have the choco experience, choco lore. Yeah.
Oh, Choco, in the entire hour
Hour and 20 minutes, excuse you.
In the entire hour and 20 minutes that we've been here, I have fully finished editing at least one singular clip.
Wow. You know what? This is faster than you drawing a circle for the first
So
time.
true, Choco, so true. Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to my past and shit. Thank you, Pop, for being here and sitting through with this. I don't know if this counts as a solo cast because you were here, but
cast. Choco,
yeah,
I was here. Pretend I was live audience. This was a Twitch stream.
Exactly. You were the laughing track to my jokes.
Yes, true.
Thank you, everyone, for listening, and special shout out to Mello. Love you, Bear.
Bear. Oh, okay, Choco. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. Thank you, Pop. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you guys next podcast. No, I'll be on vacation actually, so you guys will not see me. I'll be in Rome, getting a tan and or sunburned.
Choco,
So,
knowing your white ass
bye.
sunburned. Bye.
What? What?
I said knowing your white ass sunburned.
How dare you? Okay, bye.
Bye.